We all know that Thanos died towards the end of Season 2, but even before that, he had quite a few close calls. So today I'll be going over every way Thanos could have died, including some Season 3 theories that I'll get to later. But before we dive into theories, let's remind ourselves of how he died in the original series. Thanos and Lee Myung-gi were enemies straight away, with MG Coin's advice putting Thanos into debt. Myung-gi resisted a fight until episode 6. His breaking point was when Thanos said that he could take Jun-hee, his pregnant ex, and make her his own. Myung-gi could no longer hold back anymore, trying to swing and starting a brawl. Thanos gets him into a chokehold, nearly strangling Myung-gi to death until he was stabbed by the fork. This led to Thanos bleeding out onto the bathroom floor. Okay, now that we've seen his original death, let's go over some theories for how he could have died earlier on. Firstly, it was in red light, green light, and I have one idea. To start off, if Gi-hun had never told people to line up, Thanos could have been the example death, trying to impress Kang Mina, player 196, by being the guy to run out. Without the warning, Thanos could have been like player 324 in the first season, that one idiot trying to be popular and ending up paying for it. Another's to do with the lines. Thanos technically lost red light, green light by moving. He pushed over 3 players while he was high. Gee, what a surprise. Moving during the red light. Had he been out of the line, the doll would have detected his movement, telling a guard to kill him. Thanos was obviously an idiot for doing this, but he made it through the first game. Now let's see where else he could have died. We don't know too much about his 6-legged pentathlon, other than who was on his team, which was himself, Namgyu, Mintsu, Semi, and Gyeongsu, and that he played Jegi. Despite what Gi-hun did, if he knew how to play well, it's quite hard to mess up Jegi, though I'm not saying it's easy for a beginner. I'm sure he could do it if he played it as a kid. So that might not have killed him. But we see Mintsu on Gonggi. He was quite pathetic at some points during the series, so he could have quite easily flopped here and indirectly killed Thanos. Now for the third game, Mingle. Also the deadliest game of the second season. Along with a high death toll, there is a lot of chances to die here. At any time, anyone could have separated a group and killed anybody else, like with Young-mi. The main point with Thanos would have been in groups of 4. His group was the pentathlon group of 5, obviously one too many people for this round. He chose Gyeongsu to die here, and ran off to room with the other 3. But what if they hadn't? Semi and Mintsu quite obviously didn't like Thanos or Namgyu too much, so they could have run off with Gyeongsu and, well, who knows? They might have found In-ho, who had left Gi-hun's group to cheat. As for Thanos and Namgyu, they could have just stood there in shock and died. Wild, but definitely possible. Let's leave the actual games for now and think about the intervals. The most obvious cause of death here is overdose. Thanos popped pills very often between games, pretty much not knowing when to stop. Things could definitely get stressful in a place like this, so I wouldn't have been surprised if he had overdosed here. That's why you don't do drugs, kids. Next is something that actually happened. When Thanos first tried to attack and maybe kill Myung-gi, he and Namgyu just had one thing, well, really one person in their way, and that was Hwang In-ho. Despite being a mass murderer himself, he apparently didn't want to see Myung-gi get pushed around like he did. He actually stepped in to help Myung-gi to get to game 2, shin-kicking Namgyu before putting Thanos into the exact same chokehold he would later put Myung-gi in, probably where he gets the idea from. Well done, In-ho. If In-ho had not let go, Thanos would have probably died there. In-ho, being a past player, would also know that they could fight to get more money. Thanos seems to understand this though, so taps out before the kill. That's the last of the kills that could have happened, so let's see some other theories. In these theories, let's just say that Myung-gi just didn't need to piss right then, so no bathroom brawl. The obvious answer was lights out. The fight breaks out, and someone decides to end the legend's reign. Wait a second, they don't know about the kill rule yet. No bathroom brawl means that not only Gi-hun's team would know that killing other players adds to the prize pool, so how does everybody else find out? Personally, I say that Semi still dies, and for the same reason, except before lights out. Namgyu and Thanos know that they can't pick on Myung-gi, but with Semi switching votes after Mingle, they have a new target. They corner her before lights out as she tries to hide, and beat her to death. The guards come in, take out her body, and everyone knows that they can kill each other. So back to the Thanos theories. I think In-ho would go at him again. With such a short amount of time to think of the rebellion plan, Gi-hun and his group get ambushed, but take out the random player trying to kill them. They get dragged into the fight, but they see Thanos and Namgyu trying to take out Myung-gi, thinking that they wouldn't be noticed. Well, they should have thought again, as an army of In-ho, Gi-hun, Gyeoksu, Daeho, Hyunju, Gomja with her knife, Young-shik, and Jung-bae come down on them. Damn, what a powerful team. I say that Gumja sneaks in with the advantage of being a bit shorter, stabbing Thanos in the leg multiple times, whilst Inho takes on Namgyu, ending the high pair. The other way they could have died in Lights Out is the X-Gang. We see bars being used as weapons in the first season, and let's say that they get brought back in season 2. If they try to corner Myunggi, or maybe even Minsu this time, it wouldn't work against the main characters. They only really protected Myunggi, and bang, one of them gets a metal bar right to their skull, and the others get wiped out the exact same way. Yeah, I suppose Thanos could have also died to the fork again, but I'd rather focus on different deaths. So let's move on to season 3. In the Netflix teaser, we see hints for the 4th game, which seems to be a maze game where players fight for a key. In the teaser, the teams are randomized through what seems like a gumball machine. However, many people believe that this was only brought in from the Rebellion, and our storyline doesn't have one. I'll still include the same teams for simplicity though. As for dead players, Jungbei and Thanos are on blue, and Youngsuk is on the red team. And for the confirmed picks, Gi-hun, Namgyu, Myunggi, Junhee, and Gumja are red players, whilst Youngshik, Daeho, Sonyo, the Shaman, her followers, Hyunju, and player 100 are on the blue team. From a few teaser pictures, we can see that the red players will be given knives, and the blue team will be given keys. It looks like the red players will have to kill the blue players to get their keys, the only way to advance to Game 5. See where I'm getting at? Namgyu has a knife and wants to live. Thanos has the key to his life. No pun intended. I don't even think Namgyu ever cared about Thanos, and he only stayed with him for the drugs. So these two meet each other and have a conversation similar to the one Sammy and Namgyu had in the original series, before Namgyu kills her. So Namgyu ends up killing Thanos, the ultimate betrayal, taking his drugs just like in Season 2. We don't have any clue what Game 5 is, so let's skip it to Game 6, which I'll bet is the Squid Game itself. It's literally the name of the show. It makes the most sense, especially with the first game returning. Why can't it be the last? At this point, let's assume there aren't a lot of players left. In this scenario, Namgyu, Thanos, Gi-hun, and Jungbei had survived the first 5 games. They will play 2 rounds. The winning team going against each other, Jungbei and Gi-hun are paired together, as are Namgyu and Thanos. The frontman chose these pairs to inflict maximum pain, 2 best friends battling in the final. To set things straight, everyone will have a steak knife, and Namgyu and Thanos will play offense in both cases. First case, Namgyu and Thanos go on the offense, making their way around the squid, trying to hop across the neck of the squid to enable both legs. But they can't. Gi-hun and Jungbei are way too good. So when it comes down to the final fight, Namgyu and Thanos will have to play one-legged. Jungbei and Gi-hun mess around with them for a bit until Namgyu tries walking, getting shot in the process before Jungbei just pushes Thanos over and out of the squid. And for those wondering, Jungbei wins these games after Gi-hun can't stand to win by watching another one of his best friends die, so he ends up killing himself the same way Sungwoo did. But what about with Thanos and Namgyu winning? This time, they will use Gi-hun's sand strategy, throwing it at his and Jungbei's faces, crossing the neck of the squid. They then start the final fight, charging straight at Jungbei. Knowing that he's the weaker player of the two, it gets quite bloody, with Namgyu and Thanos stabbing Jungbei in the stomach a lot of times, eliminating him. Then, it's a wrap up for Gi-hun, and he just leaves the squid to get shot, not wanting to suffer as Jungbei had done. Now for the final 1v1, we've seen it already, Namgyu versus Thanos, and spoiler alert, it's the exact same ending. Before this final fight, Thanos tries to pop a pill but panics. There are none left. He feels an immediate withdrawal dawning upon him, ready to kill him there, but it can't. Namgyu is on the offense, and Thanos literally can't do anything to stop him. Namgyu doesn't even want to fight him, seeing the symptoms, just running towards the head of the squid as Thanos tries to swing his knife at him. The square guard present now shoots Thanos in the skull, ending his life. And that's it. That's all the ways Thanos could have died, but if you think I missed one, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see the funniest moments in Squid Game, then click on the video you see on the screen right now.